Hey, this is Gareth and Bruce. This is our first attempt at a podcast.
We just don't know where it's gonna go.
You got more of the gruff voice. I got more of the
Softer feminine voice.
screw you.
Hey.
I don't know, I felt a little snobby when we hit 10 episodes.
Okay, that's an interesting question.
The two of us can be Vin Diesel. Gareth can drive like him. And I can
You
look
can
like
look
him.
Welcome to Spaghetti Junction. My name is Gareth,
My name is Bruce.
and we talk about things. We just don't know
know
where
where
they're
they're
gonna
gonna
go.
Welcome to the splendiferous Spaghetti Junction podcast. My name is Gareth.
My name is Bruce.
We talk about things.
We just really don't know where they're gonna go because we decided to.
You decided to put it
Well,
out.
yeah,
I thought it was a great idea.
because we haven't done one in a while. We're just gonna
Do what?
see where things go, man.
So basically, we have no
We have no
set
topic.
agenda. This is why my laptop's down, just so you guys know that I'm not cheating. And Bruce is just.
This is why I'm not wearing my glasses either because I don't have notes to look at.
And the only reason why that's up is because you can watch how our audio is going.
Yes.
But there really isn't anything set.
Because I think I should get credit. You know, I am actually the producer
We
of
did,
this podcast.
we did talk about that a
I
while
think we
ago.
did. Yeah, I think we should talk.
Do you want to bring it up again?
I think we should bring it up regularly.
I can see. I can see. The quiet editor over here says nothing.
Ooh.
It's okay. It's okay. Yeah, because I mean, the last time that we spoke about Top Gun and Kippers, and it was actually a very popular, episode actually.
Yeah.
In fact, they were both very popular. The first one we got into why vampires like ice cream.
I know. I don't remember how the hell we got.
I don't know either, but that was why it was fun. So let's see where this goes. It's just nice sometimes just to be ourselves, and so you're on for the ride, Bruce.
So I've got in very literal terms, I have a very shitty story from this week.
Okay, literal terms.
Yes.
Oh, that sounds delightful. Wow.
We had a sewage pipe blockage.
Where?
And we got a flood into our garden. On Wednesday. I noticed it on Wednesday. I think it had started the
you
day
could
before.
smell it, obviously.
It wasn't the smell, but it was like, why is there water in the garden? And then I went and was like, oh no, it's the sewage that got backed up and it
From
came
the house.
up. Yeah, because we've got a manhole in our garden.
Yeah.
Access manhole. I think every house does.
Yeah.
And it came up. So it was sort of bubbling up and seeping into the garden. And
Wow.
man alive. So yeah, landlord overseas, half a world away.
What happened?
I got on the blower to him saying, listen, dude, this is the problem. And then he was like, okay. And then firstly called the plumber, but the plumber was like, no, this is a municipal
No,
issue.
it's a municipal thing, yeah.
So, log a call, city of Joburg, obviously fun to deal with.
How long did it take?
Well, log the call, and then it was going to be like a 24-hour window.
Yeah.
They missed that. So on Friday morning,
Which is how many days after?
I logged the call on Wednesday.
Okay.
So they missed their 24-hour window. On Friday again, I managed to get through to them, saying, "Listen, dude, this still hasn't happened." And they was like, "Okay, cool, we'll bump it up to urgent." And sort of later, middle of the afternoon, they were actually able to come around.
And then they obviously fixed it.
Yeah, and I wasn't even there, so I had to, I was going to phone one of the other tenants to say, hey, listen, they're there, I can't be there, but she knew that I was going to phone her. And then fortunately, even our next door neighbor, shout out to Alan, you're an amazing flipping legend, he let them in from his place.
Do you come into
And
the
they
property?
accessed the blockage from his place, and then when our other tenant came home, she was able to let them in, and they got it sorted. But apparently it was roots. It was like this massive ball of roots. My neighbor was there when they brought it out.
So it wasn't from somebody having like a really rough day and blocked the whole system up. It was an actual root.
No, it was roots because what happens is they sort of break through into the pipes, and then they rot and they break off. And then if one gets stuck,
That's what happened.
if one gets stuck, it's just a matter of time.
Shit show.
And yeah, very much so.
Shit
show, and very literally. So that was fun.
Wow. Delightful.
Yeah.
And now it's all good.
Yeah. There's lots of sort of residue in the garden. We're going to have to sort of dig it and bury it and cover it with more soil.
Delightful.
And stuff like that. Well, it's just gross.
And the dog was running around in it?
No, fortunately not. She's a clever little thing.
Okay.
She's alright.
Okay.
A little Nala.
Sheesh. Okay.
Cutest little Pekingese in the world.
I don't like little dogs, but we won't go there. We've already spoken about that a while ago.
Yes, I know.
I don't do little dogs. Tell me then, shitty things. What is the shittiest, or one of the shittiest things that's happened to you, or that you've done to somebody else? Something in your life that was like, it was a shitty time. Anything that pops to mind? Something in your life where it was like, it was just a rough time. It was like, that was shitty. I hope that never happens again.
Yeah. Oh, man.
Nothing coming to mind? Nothing shitty in your life? Well, that's a good life.
Stood a girl up on a date once. That was shitty of me. I take full. I take.
Okay,
I take full.
Let's unlock that. Let's unlock that.
No, I don't want to.
You brought it up, and we spent. There's no one here. It's just you and me, and she's not listening. So what happened?
No,
You made the date.
I think there was.
How did you meet her?
On Tinder.
Good old Tinder.
Yeah, and
Okay.
we made a plan to meet, and then I didn't go because I don't know. There was something about the way we were communicating, and I was like, no, this girl doesn't even seem like she's. I got the impression that she was going to stand me up.
So you said, before you do, I'm going to do it.
Like, and then I just didn't go.
And then did she message you or anything
yeah,
like that?
I got some pretty pissed off messages and phone calls and stuff. So.
And phone calls.
Yeah.
Because zoinks.
Anyway, but yeah. So I do feel bad about that.
But that's, I mean, the fact that she phoned you as well.
Yeah.
Had you even met?
No.
So then why did she keep on phoning you?
we had had a video call. A video call. Yeah.
Okay.
So yeah.
So she was like, well, we are chatting and you've seen me, I've seen you, so why the hell didn't you make it, kind of thing?
I know. And so yeah, I don't feel particularly proud of that moment of my life, so that's fine.
Well, thank you for sharing that. That's a good step in your life. I'm sure at the end of it all, she dealt with it and moved on.
I'm sure she did, yeah.
So I wouldn't.
I've been stood up before. It's not a pleasant experience.
No,
It definitely has happened to me. Only once, but it has happened. I was pissed off.
Of course.
So,
and you've gone all the way out there. It's happened to me as well. And I went out. This is when I had my bike actually, and I went out. There was, but also I was in. I was in more like I wasn't in a serious mode about dating.
No.
I was just like, she's pretty and I want to meet her, which also is very shallow. So I ended up there on a bike and I rode all the way out there. It was I think it was out to the East Rand. So we're looking about a 45-minute to
Yeah, it's a bit of a drive.
drive at least. And then I rock up there, and it was I was meant to meet her at a restaurant, and the whole parking lot was just empty, like a tumbleweed kind of thing. That was it. And then I arrive at this place, and they're actually closing. I said, have you seen this girl? Blah blah blah. They said no, and then I WhatsApped again, waiting on messages. So as a nice guy I am, I just waited and waited.
Yeah, so
it got dark. It's like, fuck. You know what?
Yeah,
this is ridiculous.
Yeah.
I drove all the way. I mean, dude, I didn't like riding my bike on the highway because it's just not fun for me.
Yeah.
So the fact that I did that,
Yeah.
it was actually near Kempton Park. It was bloody far.
Yeah, Kempton's far. It's airport, eh?
Yeah, it was near the airport. No, Eastgate.
Oh,
Sorry,
okay.
Eastgate area, which is still, for people like it, it's about a 45-minute to an hour, which is, I think it's not bad. But if you rock up there and you wait and you wait and you wait, and then there's no correspondence after that, I think I was just more pissed off because it wasted my time and my petrol.
Yeah. No,
My bike tires.
It is a waste. Yeah.
It was, but no, I mean, so I think that's my time with this stand up as well. But speaking of stand up, would you ever want to do be a stand up comedian?
I can absolutely categorically tell you no.
No,
No, I know
Not for
you.
you.
I know you tried it.
I did.
You did try it.
I did
geez,
once.
Dude, I
I
mean,
did once.
Kudos to you.
Thank
Kudos
you.
to you. It takes
Oh, my
something to
word.
flip and get up on stage
It
and
bombs.
really
It bombs,
sort of
yeah.
believe that you're going to be funny.
That's the cool thing. I believe I'm funny, and I'm just going to go and do it. There's too many people out there who believe they're funny, but they actually are not.
Yeah.
But anyways, yes.
So yeah, no, I love stand-up comedy. The more offensive, the better.
Yeah.
But that's something I've never really thought
Got you.
that I would be able to get up on stage and do. I'm not that kind of personality.
Yeah.
So
You would be more of a heckler. You wouldn't heckle, actually. No, you wouldn't be a heckler.
I wouldn't, because I've seen too many videos of hecklers getting
Roast.
owned.
I know. It's hilarious.
My favorite part of any Jimmy Carr show,
Oh, Jimmy Carr's funny.
he goes, okay, right, hecklers welcome,
That's right.
and he lays all of them bare, and
He does.
I love
I know.
it. I mean,
I just watch going, guys, you're stupid. Don't say anything.
it's
No.
almost like, but it's almost like that's like a badge of honor if you get heckled by Jimmy Carr at one of his shows. It's almost like I got heckled. I was important enough that I got roasted.
I got roasted by Jimmy Carr.
You know, so don't, if you want to get roasted by Jimmy Carr, don't sit in the first couple of rows, because he's going to see
No,
you.
he's going to find you. Exactly. I never understand why you want to be right on that first row. So you ask for trouble, because I'm going to look right down. I'm going to see you.
Yeah. Oh God, he's a legend. But yeah,
Not. Well, I would love to, but so let me go to the one and only time that I did stand up. I think in the it was a very like mid afternoon at some little place. I can't remember who put me there, but there was maybe like 5 or 6 people.
can you remember the venue name? I knew you were going to do it. Why the hell didn't I come and watch? This is so weird.
Well, it's like my wedding. You just weren't available.
Jeez, let's not talk about how bad I feel about missing your wedding, okay? Shut up, Brendan. Shut up, Rowan. We know you're listening.
I'm sorry. You see how I don't care? I really don't care.
I felt so bad.
You double booked.
I still do.
You double booked. But you mustn't feel bad, because actually,
Well,
it happened and we moved on, and
it didn't take, so.
it didn't take something like that. Yeah, it didn't work out, unfortunately. But anyways, don't worry. I just found it funny. Anyway, so going back, and my opening joke was all around when I was dating a girl called Tanya.
I remember her.
I really liked her. Because zoinks, I liked her. You're pairing, you're right.
No, I'm just
Okay,
just
cool.
looking at the.
Okay, we're all good.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Okay, now and this I'm not going to make up, she is narcoleptic. I'm epileptic. So
narcoleptic means you fall asleep.
Yes.
Yes,
If it's at a high level, if she's not watching, she could fall asleep.
Right.
So, and me being an epileptic, you can have seizures. So my opening joke was something like this. How's it, guys? My name's Gareth. I'm here to try and make you guys laugh. So, me and my girlfriend, she has narcolepsy, which basically means on a high level that she can fall asleep. Without really, if there's like a, heightened level of anxiety or stress, things add up. Okay.
Yeah.
I have epilepsy, which means if it's not watched, I can have seizures.
Right.
And that really isn't a good place to watch it. So one day I came to in the bath. I was in the bath with a bunch of washing all around me and soap powder. And I come to, and there's my girlfriend sitting on the toilet. Not like, on the toilet lid. And she's asleep. What the fuck? So I wake her up. I said, what the hell is going on? And she said to me, Gareth, here's the thing. The washing machine wasn't working. I saw you having a seizure. I put you in the bath, gave it a bit of a wash, and I fell asleep while I was waiting for the washing cycle to end. That was my opening joke. Yeah. That was like the moment that I thought, okay, this could be funny. That was my opening joke.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. And it kind of went downhill from there. So if that's the heightened level, if that's the level of my jokes from the first time I did it,
Yeah.
I don't remember much else from that besides feeling like
How many? What
And
was
there
it?
was one guy there in like the middle at a table with his drink, just watching me like this. Come on, but you make me laugh. I mean, he didn't say that, but his face said, "Make me laugh."
Are you not entertained?
So I'm just looking at him the whole time, and there's a
Oh wow.
crap. This is where comedy goes to die. Yeah. So I didn't carry on. I mean, I think it would have been fun to carry on from that.
What was what was the sort of the time slot that you had?
Mid-afternoon. When
No,
I-
no, no, no. I mean, how long did you have on stage? Like 10 minutes, 15 minutes?
Oh,
How long did you?
I'm
have
pretty
to
sure I
fill?
didn't last for the amount of time that I was given.
Get off the stage.
I just like, okay. Thanks for having me. My name's Gareth.
I've been. I love going to comedy shows though. You know, go to like Joe Parker's at Monte Casino or something like that.
Yeah.
I've seen some good stuff there. And also, one of the two of them are a little bit iffy, but then quite a few of them are actually quite good. I've got a friend of mine, Nikki. Her dad does stand-up comedy, and he's like in his 60s, and he works on cruise ships
As a comedian.
as a stand-up comedian.
Okay, and is he good?
Yeah, he is funny.
He's funny.
The last time I went to Joe Parker's, they organized a gig for him because he came out to visit Nikki from. He lives in Spain. He's British.
Okay.
Lives in Spain.
Okay.
And him and his wife came out, and she organized to get him a slot at Joe Parker's the one night when we went to go and watch
Wow.
it. Yeah, it was pretty cool.
He's good.
Yeah, I mean he's British, so he's got that sense of
That
humor, and
dry
stuff like
humor.
that. Yeah,
I love British humor.
yeah. So it was nice to see him in his natural environment. He's such a lacquer guy. He's a great freaking guitar player as well, and so yeah. But now he used to do like a musical thing on board ship and everything, but now he just sticks purely to the comedy.
Okay.
And he's so good. He's one of those guys that actually he goes on as like the guest for 3 weeks and then goes off and then goes to another one. So he's not like one of those really permanent
Residents.
he's like the guest dude, and then he only works for like 3 weeks at a time on these different cruise ships. So pretty cool.
Okay, so he's what? And then the rest of the time he's at home.
Yeah, lives in Malaga in Spain. Beautiful town.
Nice.
Oh my soul. My friend Nikki and her husband Damien are going there to visit them. And
Oh, really?
I'm so jealous. But I'm house sitting for them, so it's okay.
Yeah, and then you'll get to watch all your old movies that you're so excited about.
Yeah,
I
I'm
don't
going
understand.
to form a very intimate relationship with the couch and Netflix and Amazon Prime and Disney Plus. And
How much?
putting-
how much can you watch?
like I've said to you before, I'm going to put my feelings aside. This is publicly now. I'm putting my feelings aside about
Yeah.
Disney Plus,
Yeah.
about Disney in general, because they've got some of the coolest stuff.
Yeah.
So I'm going to go, okay, just for this 2 weeks, I'm okay with Disney because of what I'm going to get to watch.
But you're watching all the old movies though.
Yeah,
There's
I'm watching
there's
the
nothing
cool stuff.
fresh.
It's
That's why I don't understand when people will get a Disney Plus, for example, to watch all the old movies.
because the older stuff's better. That's why.
Yeah, but
literally.
then go to an older channel. I mean, Disney is. I would only do Disney if I like Marvel, and I don't, which we don't like
No.
Marvel.
Well, that's the thing. I won't be watching any Marvel stuff.
Star Wars, I like to a point. But the point is, I would think that people would, for example, get Netflix because of the Netflix movies, and their content is great. They have old movies on, but that's not the draw card. So to me, getting a streaming service without having, knowing that you're only going to get it for old movies, that's a waste of money to me.
You know, I've got to be honest. I mean, I'm getting a little bored with Netflix. I really am,
Shame on you.
because there's not a lot of new stuff actually
I watched a new one out.
grabs me. And this is what I was. This is actually a point that I had, and I'm actually it's amazing how we're just going straight into this. Is that I actually saw a trailer for a really cool looking new movie on YouTube just this week.
Okay.
And I was like, oh wow, I need to tell Gareth about this. I literally cannot remember what the hell the movie was. Like that's
They're good, eh?
that is how forgettable this all is. It's like, great, it looks cool, but then as soon as the trailer's finished, it's just out of my mind. You know, so that's the thing.
So you're mentioning Netflix and movies and memorable stuff. I watched one, I think yesterday, called the Good Nurse. And it's
We've spoken about it, and I
Did we?
have, yeah,
Did
you
we?
you have mentioned it to me, and I have seen the thumbnail come up on Netflix. I just haven't watched it.
okay. Well, it's basically a true story about a guy called Charles Cullen.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I won't. Okay, if you haven't watched it yet, but I mean, it's a true story, and Netflix, I mean, you'll know about the character before you even watch it. But if you don't know anything about the good nursing, want to watch it, well then, block your ears, for a little while. But it's a true story based on this guy called Charles Cullen, okay, who's a nurse, and wherever he basically moves to a new job he has in this hospital, whatever the hospital is called, there's a what happens is there's an unnatural death, meaning that a patient died, but it just absolutely made no sense.
Right.
Like there was nothing wrong with them. I don't know if it was the first one, but there was a lady who, it was an older couple, and and the wife wasn't doing well, but she wasn't dying, and she had all the right treatment going, and she was doing well. She was getting better, and then all of a sudden, the next at early morning, she's dead.
Okay.
Just like. And it didn't make any sense. So what the hospital powers that be, they went to the police and they said, like there was a death. They said, well, yeah, it's a hospital. There's a death. But they said, no, there's something that doesn't add up. And we don't know what it is. And we feel that, that we need to, at least report it.
Right. Okay.
Because it's, it just makes no sense. And then, but then what's interesting is that the more that they, that the police would want to find out more, all of a sudden now the hospital is now backs up, and this is and they gave them like a little bit of of information about it, but like a very small amount.
Right.
And then another death happened within a few days. Again, it just absolutely made no sense.
Right. Okay.
And they and they went back and worked out. Okay, it's like who was on staff, and there was a certain, I don't know what it was called, but anyways, there was something extra in the patient's blood that shouldn't have been there, and because of it, they died from that. That thing, so then fast forward, and it's found out that that the only other person in that ward at that time has been the same doctor with the same patients. They then went back, and that doctor, that nurse,
Okay.
had been in nine other different hospitals,
Okay.
with also questionable deaths
Okay.
happening
Right.
throughout the whole way through. And what's found out near the end is that he would inject, sorry, I don't know what he injected, but he would take a tiny little needle and he would inject it into the IV bags,
Right.
which is like, so what they do, in a hospital is they pre-pack. I mean, they prepare IV bags,
Yes.
so when a patient comes through and they need it, they can grab it and they can put it up. What this nurse had been doing, he had been taking a finite little needle and had shot in this other medication,
Right. Yeah.
which can't be seen,
Yeah.
in the IV bag, but it would put in to an amount where it would actually kill the patient.
Okay.
So he was a mass murderer, but he had never laid hands on the patients.
Yeah.
And how it got to a point where where he finally confessed as to what he did. And I can't give you the exact amount. Sorry, I'm just having a look on this. You know what? I won't find it right now. But he had it in the 20s. He had worked out, like how many people he had played a part in their death.
Right.
I think it was 20s, in the 20s. I might be wrong.
Okay.
So then he was given life sentences for all, and he's only due for parole in 2,400, something like that. So he's going to die in there.
Yeah.
But the amount of people that he would have had a part in killing could be up to 400.
Wow.
400.
Jeepers.
And it's the killing that happened without him actually, without there's a murder weapon, you know.
Yeah.
I mean, you know, in the sense of, you know, a violent crime.
Right.
It was all behind the scenes.
Yeah.
And if he hadn't confessed when he was pushed by another nurse, which is why it's called the good nurse, she worked with him and she actually finally got him to a point where he actually confessed.
Right.
And she's known as the good nurse because, you know, she...
Yeah, it's Jessica Chastain.
Jessica Chastain, yep.
Yeah.
And the other guy, I can't remember his name.
Cool.
Sorry, but very good. But what made it very interesting is it's a true story.
Yeah.
And it made me realize that there are mass murderers, what we perceive as the normal mass murderer, you know, what a mass murderer, you know, their background and what they do.
Yeah.
But this was in a hospital, behind the scenes, no hands were laid on the patients.
Yeah.
And if she hadn't made him confess, he could have carried on.
Yeah.
And every single hospital knew that there were irregularities, but they let him go.
Okay.
But a few of them actually gave him a recommendation, a good recommendation.
Sure.
And up till the point of the movie, none of the hospitals have actually said, you know, we knew about it and when we have a part to play.
Okay. Well, I must say that, so you know, you talk about a movie. You're talking about it's a relatively new movie that's based on a true story.
Yeah.
New movies for me, if I see them on Netflix or whatever, if I see they're based on a true story, I'm a little bit more interested in watching.
Gotcha.
But there's not a lot of like what you could call original movies now that actually grab my interest, because it just seems like everything's been done, you know.
Sure.
And that's why and sometimes if I'm house sitting somewhere, I've got Netflix, whatever, I get a certain hankering for an old movie. You know, like The Hunt for Red October, which actually came out on Netflix for a while. I was so happy.
I never watched it.
Great.
I don't like those movies.
And I just get the hankering for something specific, and then I go look for it, and it's not on. I'm like, oh, damn. But something very interesting. I was house sitting another place, and this lady's got Showmax.
Okay.
And I found some amazing stuff on Showmax that I didn't expect, and that really sort of.
Okay, like what?
That movie Rush. You know, with about Niki Lauda. Love that movie.
Enjoy it.
Fantastic.
I love that movie.
Yeah.
I love that movie.
That guy, the guy who played Niki Lauda, he had a big involvement in this new version of All Quiet on the Western Front on Netflix.
That looks good. Have you watched it?
I started, but I haven't.
Thing.
But yeah.
But I mean, this is like okay.
It's a thing. It's
I might
a
have
Bruce
mentioned
thing.
it to you guys before. But Bruce has this thing where he'll start something and then he'll go off and make supper, or I don't know, brush his teeth and never ever gets to it. And this is a movie that you really wanted to watch.
I'll watch.
And that's what irritates me. Like when you're so excited about a movie. Like, I don't really do a lot of war movies, but I was quite excited about it because I knew you would be excited about it.
Yeah.
And the fact that Bruce can do this thing where he can sit and watch a movie, but he'll stop. He'll do it in like bite-sized pieces.
Installments.
And it's like you're buying a piece of, for example, a pizza, and it tastes really good hot, like so good hot.
And when I finish it's like cold because I've taken so long to eat it.
And it tastes like shit. Going back to shit right in the beginning.
The problem is that I like cold pizza, but only the morning after, but only the next morning with a cup of coffee. No, you know what? Most of
this is like your movies.
And most of the time, no. Most of the time, I actually had a pizza just a while back.
Yeah.
And let me tell you something: a pizza doesn't last long if I'm around.
Okay.
I will inhale.
Well, that's how I see
inhale
it.
That shit.
Okay. Well, the point being,
But-
I don't get it. And I think we came to the agreement that I am more passionate about movies than you are, because I will actually sit and watch the movie.
I think we're just passionate in different ways.
No, because you're passionate about a movie, you want to watch it. You were passionate about this war one.
Yeah.
You know, or Quiet on the Northern, and you were like, all excited.
I'll get to it.
See so this is why I believe that I'm more passionate about movies, because when I'm passionate, I want to watch.
Yeah.
I'm going to watch the whole way through.
It's like the other story is that Gareth and I we eventually got to watch Zack Snyder's version of his 4-hour director's cut of Justice League.
Good.
Incredible movie.
Yes.
And Gareth got upset because I needed to go to the bathroom halfway through.
It's like, come on, man, hold that in.
seriously, he was like, actually, like, you mean I actually have to press pause on this? I'm like, yes, dude, I need to go to the bathroom.
Yeah, I don't know. I just enjoy my movies. You know why? Because it's when I'm in the movie, and if it's a gripping movie, in the movie, when I'm watching the movie, and it's a gripping movie. Did I ever tell you that I was an extra on District 9?
You see, I can't believe this. Like, we're going on like 22 years of friendship.
District
and
9.
Gareth pulls stuff out that he's never freaking told me.
I was an extra.
I am so going to go watch District 9
You
again.
won't see me. I was like an extra with an extra with an extra. So you probably won't even see me at all. I drove around in those.
Awesome.
So, District 9 movie,
Like
one of our best
awesome
locally made
movie.
movies ever, I think.
Neil Blomkamp, shout out
really,
to Neil
really,
Blomkamp.
really, really good. In fact,
Yes,
Neil Blomkamp has actually done some cool stuff on Netflix. He actually has a series where he's made different types of movies, all based around science fiction. Well, one of them has Sigourney Weaver in it. Have a look for the stuff; it's good. Anyways,
which was the one with Sigourney Weaver?
no,
I didn't know that.
no, he actually. I'll show you later.
Yeah.
Anyways, just type in Neil Blomkamp and Blomkamp. Thank you very much. And Netflix, and you'll find a whole pile on there. Cool. Anyways, so District 9. If you like
Your fucking prawn.
science fiction stuff, it's really well done. Like really, really well done. It's one of our best ones. And basically, there's a whole scene in there where there's Caspers driving around.
Right.
Caspers basically in non-South Africa.
It's an enclosed armored troop carrier.
Oh, that's pretty clear.
Jeez, like-
Wow, didn't have to think about that.
As opposed to a buffle, which is an open,
buffle. Yes.
an open,
Yeah,
or for our non-English, non-South
Buffalo.
African speaking audience, that is the Afrikaans term for a buffalo, but it's also like a big open top troop carrier.
Yeah.
Badass armored thing.
So I drove around in the
it's so cool.
armored, not the buffle, the
Casper.
Casper, which is the
Wafakai. Casper Wafakai.
which is the enclosed troop carrying thing.
Yeah.
And we drove around. It was filmed in one of the townships there.
Yes.
And we drove in and out and around the townships. And basically, my role was I was taking a what's it called when you go up to someone and you're taking like a census. So I was going around, with my board and everything,
Right.
knocking on random doors, as in like the people there knew that we were there, but you had to go in like. But they didn't know that you were going to knock on their door. They were aware that it was being filmed there.
Okay, so that whole interaction ended up actually being quite spontaneous and
Yes.
not scripted.
No,
Wow.
it wasn't scripted.
That's so cool.
So the people knew that we were there, and they were warned, that somebody might knock on your door. Don't be scared.
Yeah.
So, but you're told to go there and just knock on random doors.
Oh my word, I didn't know that.
So I was doing a census on what people thought about
these aliens.
these aliens
Right.
and these prawns, as they were
Prawns.
called. What's a great name? Prawns. Which again, and another thing for South Africans, Parktown Prawns. Keep all that word in your brain because I have something to go off there.
And in the movie, that the way they called them prawns was like the
was
most.
horrible.
It was
It was
the most
the worst.
derogatory. It was basically like saying the K word or the N word or something.
That's right.
But,
It was a whole.
in association with these aliens who had integrated themselves
That's
into the
right.
townships, and they were just like part of human life now.
And a big part of it's that people might have taken from the movie or not is that it speaks a lot about. It also had a little bit of backplay to apartheid as well.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it was actually very clever view
Very
as
cleverly
to.
done, yes.
So anyway, so we would go around and knock on the doors and say hey, and there was one part where I was walking up the dirt, up one of the roads, and this wasn't scripted. They freaking come around the on a 4x4. With the guys linked with their armies or linked with the special forces,
Right, yeah.
Who were dealing with the Parktown Prawns.
Yes.
Parktown Prawns, the
The
prawns,
aliens, yeah.
they aliens, and they were like 4, I think, on the back with these big guns, big guys, and I didn't expect them to come around the corner. So as I'm walking up, I saw them, and it was just an instinct. I ran, I turned, I slipped, and I fell and rolled down. And it wasn't used in the. It wasn't used in there, but it was interesting actually.
Sure.
It was actually quite an interesting time.
Yeah, geez, you're behind the scenes and you can see how everything.
Yeah, it was fascinating, dude.
It's awesome.
No, really, it's
that kind of that. I got to be honest. I'm in absolute awe when I watch movies now. I kind of and you watch you either listen to like a commentary, or you watch an interview with a director and stuff like that. And the logistics.
Oh yeah,
they go into creating a movie. It blows my mind. And then you have this one guy at the top who is the director that is basically overseeing everything. A James Cameron or a Ridley Scott or whatever, and you see all those behind the scenes stuff and how they you see how they how they build things just to create one shot, and it's like
what gets me
just blows me away.
Those like movies set in different eras, like like a 1950s.
Yeah,
and they have a whole set, a whole town.
Yeah, or city
set up
city street that is
on their sets, obviously.
Yeah.
But they have all the cars going past,
it's all a backlot. It's crazy.
Yeah, but the fact that they had those cars going by, they have everybody, dressed exactly like that. I mean, it must take so much work.
I mean, there's companies in Hollywood, and all they do is just maintain the cars from those eras.
Yeah,
purely for those cars to then be hired for
exactly.
those movies, and it's just like
I just think it takes so much time and effort. That's why I watch and it's like, it just interests me. Like, how do they make it look so real?
Yeah, and with me, sort of, we know that I've been sort of getting interested in the scoring side of things and all that. Someone like Hans Zimmer, as incredible as he is, he'll say that from the moment he signs on to do a movie like with Chris Nolan or whatever, he needs 6 weeks to come up with a melody that he feels is actually good enough for that movie. 6 weeks.
And he's like at the top of the freaking.
And a lot of these composers will work on a movie score for like 2 years before that movie even comes out. It's incredible.
Yeah.
So it's just I find it fascinating. I love watching all that behind the scenes stuff. But you really got to see it for real, which is great.
That's fun.
On one of the coolest South African movies ever.
It's great.
But he's since then he's done. I saw Elysium, which was great.
It bombed, but I liked it.
I didn't. Jeez, I enjoyed it.
It didn't do very well.
And then I still haven't seen Chappie.
Don't.
Really?
Sorry, I have to be horrible.
Oh, I wanted to see Chappie.
You know what?
I'll watch it.
Watch it.
Yeah.
Sorry, I was actually going to bring that up because we have District 9 where we did really well. Chappie, it wasn't terrible. Yeah. Don't get me wrong, but
it wasn't District 9.
No, and they're bringing and the actor and they're like there was an actor and an actress involved in that from a South African band.
Okay.
And
the
Afrikaans band.
Antwoord.
Yeah, I think they could. Musically, I'm sure they're talented. Acting, I don't know if that was their biggest thing, but their idea was good. But it was more of a comedy for me than anything else because I didn't. It wasn't terrible. It just when you have District 9, Chappie was on the other side of the coin.
So we've been speaking spontaneously for 38 minutes.
Of course we have. Are you surprised?
This is what we do.
Why are you surprised? I wanted just to say one more thing.
Yeah.
At least you got something which you wanted to talk about.
I don't know. I'm done.
You sure?
Don't know. You're the dude who's got all this stuff in his head.
Oh, I got enough in my head that keeps me busy every single night. So okay, so you're all good.
I'm good.
Okay, so why I brought? Okay, so when I mentioned to you Partktown Prawns. Okay, a Partktown Prawn is basic. How would you describe a Partktown Prawn, first of all?
It's a cricket on steroids.
It is a horrid thing.
Yeah, they're horrible.
They are big.
Yeah.
So you take a cricket on steroids that jumps at you, not away.
They're actually called king crickets.
Are
so they're actually part of the cricket family.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, these things jump at you. They're not squid.
They get high on bug spray.
They freaking come. Oh yeah, exactly. You can spray on them.
Squirming 3 days later.
And they no. Mine don't squirm. They just walk off.
Like really?
Is
that all you got?
And they walk off. No, really. They are, and they got hit. spiky arms, and also
secrete this black stuff.
if they don't like you, then it stinks.
It's gross.
So that's what a Parktown prawn is. And I thought, great, I'm going to be done with this friggin' monstrosity stuff. In New Zealand, there's also something like a Parktown prawn as well. And I can't believe it was in my head. It's gone. Oh, they are called Wetas, WETA, which is also, there's a company called the Weta production company that did all the stuff for Lord of the Rings. And it's a huge company. If you know movie stuff, they do a lot of stuff. Anyways, so the Weta is like a Parktown prawn. I don't know how aggressive it is. I'll let you know if it comes to my house when I'm there. But they are also I think they are a little bit larger than the Parktown prawn, but are more known to be around the beach kind of area. But they can come out and cause mayhem. Those things are nasty. In general, Parktown prawns. Thankfully, and I mean this, I haven't seen one for ages.
I had to catch one in one of the girls that teaches for us at the music shop. She came to me and she's like, "Bruce, there's a Parktown prawn. Please come and
Please
catch
help
it."
me, my boy.
I'm like, I looked at her. I'm like, you're supposed to be all strong and independent. What's wrong with you? She's like, no, when it comes to Parktown prawns. I'm like,
okay, fine.
yeah, okay. So
No. They
I have to go and do my duty.
they're aggressive. Well done. I think that'll make up for when you felt shitty about that date.
I hope so.
I think it has. You helped humanity. You helped womankind in that moment.
Jeez.
So we can take from the beginning. Look how we've ended it. It's perfect.
Yay.
You felt bad and horrible, shitty,
And now I felt good.
and now you feel good. See how everything just comes in a full circle.
That's good.
It's
a weight off my
amazing.
shoulders.
Thank you. Well done.
This has been the Spaghetti Junction podcast, where the rules are made up. Where the rules are made up and the points don't matter.
Exactly. I hope you guys were entertained as much as we were entertained with each other. So that was fun.
We'll catch you guys in the next one.
What-
Like, comment, subscribe,
Slike.
share, all of that.
Slack it.
Slike.
Slack it.
What I said.
Slack it.
Jeez.
Slack it. And thanks for joining us. I'm sure we'll do this again. But that was fun.
Yeah, it was. See you guys.
Have a
Catch
good
you in
one,
the next
guys.
Bye.
Later.